Hola, buenos días. Es Nico. So today, before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on Patreon at patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics to help me pay my bills and be able to continue to make content that you enjoy. I originally was not going to cover the story. I was originally not going to cover the story because it started off with just being messy. And Nico, what do you mean messy? So essentially, MattAndCobi, who were an OnlyFans couple, they broke up. And you know, that's no big news, but people are being messy about it because, all right, let me rewind. That was me rewinding. We went back in the time machine. So essentially, they were a couple that started OnlyFans. They're both beautiful men. I'll insert a picture. Essentially, they were a couple and they eventually began to film with other couples. And that led to eventually bringing in a third to their relationship. Their boyfriend, where all photos and videos of him have also been deleted because none of them are together anymore. So eventually they started off, they brought in their third, they were making content, and then slowly but surely, Matt, who is the tall, light-skinned one, he was no longer appearing in the videos, and it was just Cobi and their boyfriend, Cobi and their neighbors, Cobi and other performers, and eventually even the boyfriend stopped showing up in the videos. So it was just Cobi at this point. And most people, 1 + 1 = 2, you would put in together, okay, they just broke up. Like the little powwow just disbanded, which is not like a big deal because I know a lot of people that add a third into the relationship and it just does not go the way that they planned. And that's not saying that I haven't seen people with successful thirds, because I've seen people that'll add a third to the relationship and it'll actually flourish because they have an understanding and openness towards this new person. Obviously, I don't know what happened on the back end, so I'm not gonna say why they broke up or how it happened, but the timeline shows, because there was video evidence, once you added the third partner, he stopped appearing in videos, the partner slowly stopped appearing in videos, and then it was just Cobi. So moving forward, I just assumed that they broke up because the common logic to 1 + 1, you know. But eventually a picture of Matt and a new man popped up, and they were saying that they were married on Facebook. And the girls were being messy. And that's the thing. That's why I didn't originally want to talk about this, because I'm like, okay, they broke up behind the scenes. He remarried. He moved on. It's not that big of a deal. But then the tea started to come out because apparently Matt and his new husband were saying that it was an abusive situation on Cobi's end. So Cobi eventually came out and had to say, I only started doing OnlyFans because he urged me to. I was in $100K worth of debt, half of which was his, and he refused to help me pay it back after he left. The thing is, he stopped filming periodically because, like I said, eventually he just stopped appearing in videos. He would sometimes pop up, most of the time he was just not there. So Cobi is saying he stopped working, but I kept filming because I had to make the money to support this man. And now they're trying to get my page shut down. They're reporting my page, most likely because his videos with him and his ex were still up, were still circulating. He was still retweeting them because they went viral. They went viral as a couple. And once they broke up, his numbers slowly started to dip. So he was retweeting stuff, and that's why I'm assuming Matt and his new husband were trying to report him. But he's saying that his side of the story is that he put up with an abusive relationship, that this man allegedly hit him with bottles, hit on him, etc., verbal abuse, but he never retaliated because his ex, Matt, was a light-skinned man. And people were trying to tune into that and misconstrue it to say, oh, he'd never hit a light-skinned man. But anybody with a clear train of thought that has an understanding of colorism would know that he's saying, I did not hit him back, because if he went to the police, they would most likely believe him because he is of a lighter complexion. And when we have these kind of discussions over dynamics like this, we need to take into consideration of social stigmas and social pedestals at play, because colorism is real. Like that when I read that, I instinctively went, oh, he means that if he hit him back, he could have gotten in trouble and painted as the aggressor because he is a dark-skinned man. Like, most people with an understanding of colorism understood what he was saying, but some people were trying to nitpick what he was saying. Moving beyond that, he said that he's left with the debt, he's left alone, he wasn't going to speak on it, but now they're starting to bring it to light. I wanted to open this discussion for the message of start an OnlyFans of your own accord. Meaning, do not make these life-altering decisions on the whim of your significant other. And if you do, you need to have serious discussions about this, because forcing him to do OnlyFans and that becoming his primary source of income, and once his husband left him, once the boyfriend left him, and he began to partner with random people, he was no longer pulling in the same traction. He was no longer getting the same engagement and numbers. So that was beginning to affect his business. And I feel like a lot of OnlyFans couples don't realize that when you start an OnlyFans together, that's how people are going to picture you. And especially if that's your main source of marketing. Look, we're a free couple, we're experimental, sex positive. But once you break up, that's no longer like the draw. It's no longer like the package deal. It's, oh, you're just this one person. And I've seen this happen a few times where OnlyFans couples will break up and then they'll just fizzle out because they were a package item and that's how they were marketed. So definitely drop your opinions down below. Do you believe that creating an OnlyFans with your significant other is a wise decision? Because I understand why they did it if they are in 100K worth of debt, especially because they were both not making enough money to actually pay that back. But then it backfired once he left and remarried, and now Kobe is left with debt. He's left with trying to rebuild the OnlyFans brand with just his name. And now there's a lot of shenanigans between their social dynamic, which again, I cannot say who is right or wrong. You're gonna have to take their own opinions. I simply think they were reporting the page because he kept retweeting videos and pictures of his ex with him and the boyfriend doing sexual things, and the man had already remarried and tried to leave OnlyFans behind. But there could also be some vindictive energy behind the scenes that I am not aware of. But definitely drop your opinions down below. Do you believe that it was because, okay, well, I moved on and you're still retweeting videos of us having sex for money? Or do you think it was a personal vendetta because Kobe said he wasn't working, he spent my money that I was earning by partnering with people, and I didn't say a thing. I let this man hit on me, allegedly. I did not retaliate. Like, definitely drop your opinions, because this is a very difficult situation wrapped in slight shenanigans. But yeah. Boop. And once again, a quick thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, and a quick shout out to my third eye tier patrons. Your support means everything to me and helps me do this a lot more smoothly. I will also be listing this week's live stream topic in case anybody wants to join in on the fun. I will see you guys there.